Welcome to Lecture 5 of the Introductory Training course for ANSYS Meshing. In this lecture, we cover the global mesh controls, learn about the default settings and how we can adjust them for our needs. We also learn how to access the global inflation options and have a quick look into the mesh statistics. Details about those statistics are covered in Lecture 8. Assembly meshing, which is also a global setting, is covered in Lecture 7 and will not be discussed here. Here we see the preprocessing workflow again. The global mesh settings stand out as an individual step which has to be completed by itself. In the meshing process, this is usually the first step. It does not really matter if the meshing methods, which are covered in the previous lecture, are defined before or after the global controls. The global mesh controls are used for the general mesh settings. There are cases where good global controls are sufficient to mesh a geometry with a good quality mesh, which is ready for simulation. But there are also other cases where local controls are required. Only a few inputs are necessary. All of them have something to do with the sizing and the general behavior of the meshing procedure. The default values are chosen from the physics preference and the size of the geometry. If global settings are changed during the selective meshing process, it is necessary to clear and regenerate the complete mesh again. To access the global settings, we select the mesh object in the outline and look into the Details window. There are 8 sections to control the different aspects. First, the physics has to be chosen, which has an influence on all other settings. Under sizing, we can adjust the advanced size functions that are responsible for mesh refinement due to geometry features. The global inflation controls are used to control the way prism layers are generated. Those settings have also influence on local inflation controls. The assembly meshing is activated here at the global controls, but will be covered in Lecture 7. A few advanced options are available under the sections Patch Conforming Options and Advanced. The mesh-based defeaturing is also available as global control. Some of the available settings are also covered in Lectures 6 and 8. The last section, the mesh statistics, is covered in detail in Lecture 8. We look into each of these sections on the following slides.